so, it's 8:30, and I'm saying so to you that you need to get tickets to get to the Boulevard Theatre this Friday and Saturday, because the Lightning Thief Percy Jackson musical is going to be brought to life with thanks to the fantastic Vision Youth cast. And I'm delighted now to be joined on the show live on our socials with Becky, Corey, and Erin. Good morning.
Morning.
Becky, I'm going to start with you as the person who is at the helm of this production. This is your musical directorial debut. How has this come about, Becky?
With lots of nagging, really. Corey introduced me to it a couple of years ago, just on YouTube, and I just fell in love with it. The music is so good. It's got a bit of everything in it, and the story is great. And I had to do it. So I dropped it, hinted quite a lot over the next few months, and then eventually I just put a proposal together and just said please, and it ran out. So it's been a long time for me.
Becky, the last time we had you on the show, you were doing like 500 shows at once. What's it like being on the other side of the director's table?
It's different. Obviously, I mean, they work really, really hard, but obviously it's different when you see what you want it to look like, and it's trying to kind of voice that over so that that people will understand what you're describing. Whereas obviously when you're on the stage, you just do it. So it is very different. But I'm really enjoying it, and I do hope to direct more in the future. So
amazing. And we've got two of the young stars that you're directing at the moment. I'm going to come back to you, Becky, about some of the music styles around it. But Corey, I'm going to come to you as you sat next to Becky there. This was kind of your doing. We wouldn't be here chatting if it wasn't for you saying, look at this.
Mother, watch it.
Where did you find the musical? What is it about the music that makes you think we need to do this?
Well, I actually came across it just because I heard one of my friends talking about Percy Jackson, so I kind of just Googled it to see what it was. And the first thing that came up was the musical, because it was like other things you might like. So I watched it and I was like, this is my new favourite thing.
I love that. And the Percy Jackson, I'm a little bit too old for Percy Jackson. My nephew loved Percy Jackson. And Erin, I'm going to come to you. Percy Jackson is a series of books and films. And we were just talking off air. How many books have you read of Percy Jackson?
I haven't read any of the books really, but I have watched one of the films, so I got a bit of what it's going to be like on the stage. A little bit of
insight into your character. So let's jump in then. Erin, who are you going to be playing?
I'm going to be playing Annabeth.
And who is Annabeth in the grand schemes of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief?
I think she's tough, but she's always trying to impress her mother and feels like she's a disappointment sometimes. And when she meets Percy in Camp Half-Blood, I don't think she really likes him at first, but then they end up going on a quest together with Grover, who Corey's playing, and they all end up really good friends, yeah.
It's amazing how a bit of adversity can bring people together, and the rehearsal room can bring people together. Has there been a combined sense of joy around the music and around the topic? Because it's not a very big cast, is it, Erin?
It's not a big cast, but it's been like one of my favourites. It's been really fun, and to get to know new people like you, and it was just really good. I really enjoy it.
And you are an up-and-coming rising star playing guitar anyway around the county. What's it been like having to sing along to kind of a bit of a rock musical?
I think it's actually been one of my favourite musicals because the music in it is just really good, and it's one of my favourites, yeah. The soundtrack's awesome.
And Corey, Erin's introduced your character there. You're playing Grover and another character I can't quite recall at the moment. Give us insight as to who you're playing in the show.
Well, Grover is Percy's best friend. He was sent to protect Percy by another character called Chiron. And escorts him to Camp Half-Blood after his mother gets offed. Sorry. And like Erin said, goes on the quest with him, while Mr. D, or Dionysus, god of wine, just kind of tries to turn him into a dolphin. Tries to turn Percy into a dolphin.
Now, I imagine if you've watched the films and you've read the books, this all makes perfect sense. Well, duh, that's really obvious. Becky, give us insight then as to what journey this show takes us on. So we've heard of cab, we've heard of camping, we've heard of quests, we've heard of a god of wine. It sounds like a great weekend, to be fair.
It is. It's so much fun. It's basically, you've got... So Percy obviously is our protagonist, and he is a typical can't get on in school, ADHD, dyslexia, not getting on with anything. And it's his journey really of finding his place where he fits in, finding two friends that he can completely rely on in Annabeth and Grover. And it's him finding out where he comes from, who he is. Everybody else, when he goes to the camp, kind of knows who their godly parents are. Percy doesn't until kind of towards the end of Act 1. He finds out who his godly parent is. So no, it's a journey about friendship, I think, and just a sense of belonging. But it's a really lovely show with some really lovely music moments in it, and the cast are doing a fab job. And as I say, with such a small cast, they are all so busy, so they're working really hard.
Yeah, because just to impress again, it's the Youth Vision Theatre that's putting this on together. And what's one of your favourite scenes then, Corey, without giving too much away?
It's probably the scene where Grover gets a bit vulnerable and he has a little sing-song.
Like that. Erin, what's one of your favourite standout moments?
I do like what Corey was talking about. That scene's really funny, and it'll probably get a lot of laughs, which is really good. It's hilarious.
Corey, I've often played the friend's sidekick, the one where you don't need to carry the whole show on your shoulders, but you get to have the most fun. Do you feel that way when you're playing Grover?
Yeah, he hasn't got much going on up there.
I mentioned Erin there with the guitar. Of course, Corey, you're no stranger to being a front person in bands yourself. What's it like combining your love of this genre of music and bringing a story to life in musical theatre styles as well?
It's brilliant. It's so amazing.
Ben, Becky, we were talking off air, and if you're a certain age and a lover of live music and lover of rock music, I've listened to a few of the tracks from this musical. So even if you are not involved with the Vision Youth Theatre or you don't know someone that's in it, it's worth going to, because it really does hark back to a genre of music, that rock emo noughties vibe that was in the charts 20 years ago now, which we grew up listening to and loving. There's elements of your Blinks, of your Taking Back Sundays, your Panic at the Discos. It sounds like a really cool show if you are a lover of an alternative kind of musical theatre.
Yeah, no, definitely. But there's lots of genres. We've got a bit of kind of Mumford and Sons styles. There's one song in particular that says, I believe, in the score, very Mumford, or as Mumford as you can, or something like that. And there's a kind of more kind of soul-y funk, pop and funk kind of song towards the end as well. So the genre there's no one set genre. It changes throughout, which is also really fun and excellent fun for Mr. Clive, our musical director, to play along to as well.
He loves it. It's a mythical quest that you're going on. Is Mr. Clive also helping bring these quests to life?
Mr. Clive has got a very big job. Mr. Clive is our MD, but he is also heading all of our tech. So he is building us beautiful projections so that the audience can be transported to the magical places we're going to as well. He's creating nice click tracks so that the room will be filled with drums and guitars and all the bits of music that we need. No, he's working really, really hard, and because he's hovering as well, but because Mr. Clive is a procrastinator, he's had a few late nights this last week.
Oh dear, it will all be all right on the night. And if people want to get tickets, who am I going to put on the spot? Erin, do you know the details as to how we can get tickets?
I think it's on the Vision website, and I think they do stuff on I think it's Instagram and Facebook as well. They do the stuff on there, and like they say some of the characters, and that's really good.
Yeah. It's going to be fantastic. You can get your tickets at the Vision Arts Wales website. You can go to Boulevard Theatre and find them on the socials. There are some wonderful headshots of Corey and Erin already doing the rounds on Facebook. Becky, the final word to you then, as the person that's helped bring all these young, talented people together. Why should people come and see this show?
Oh, sorry, you cracked on the last question there. But please come and see the show. It's going to be amazing. The kids have worked super, super hard. The music is fab. The choreo is fab. The characters are amazing. You're going to absolutely love it. So please get your tickets now.
I love that. Support local theatre, support these young, talented actors and artists so that they can continue providing passion and more entertainment for us going forward. To Corey, Becky and Erin, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and have a great run.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up after a short moment here on the G&T Breakfast Show, we're going to hear one of the tunes that you'll be listening to live at the Boulevard Theatre. Don't go anywhere, because we've also got some celebrations to go through too. It's coming up to 8:45 here this morning.
OC Davies, cars of quality, prices.